Good morning, Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Enlightened World Network. It is my absolute honor today to have Syl Ver with us for Focus on Lightworkers. Now, Syl Ver is coming to us from Angel Heart Radio. That's how I knew about her, because we work with Anaya Joy Ho Lilly, the founder of Angel Heart Radio, all the time, and her other hosts. And so I learned a little bit about Syl Ver and wanted to give her that opportunity to come forward so you all could meet her as well. So Syl Ver, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Ruth. It's just such an honor to have this invitation to be able to speak to your audience and to the people who follow the Enlightened World Network. As I've just said, I'm pretty new in the arena, not because I am new to my angel work. I'm an angel interpreter, first of all, and I wanted to say I'm not a channeler. I am an interpreter. This is what I do for my living. I am actually a simultaneous interpreter. So I interpret what people say.
So what's the difference between an interpreter and a channeler? I'm so intrigued with that.
Well, I think that the difference is that channeling, as far as I know, because I happen to channel messages. So it's messages that come very clearly, that I can understand exactly what the messages mean. I can give you a lot of examples. One of the latest examples is that one of my wallets was lost, and I was frantic about because I had all my documents, ID, passport, whatever, and not only money was not an issue, but all the documents. I mean, going through the procedure, having documents redone. I was abroad, and so I always asked Archangel Samuel, and there was no message, no answer, nothing. So I thought, okay, there is nothing I can do. But then one day in the morning, I asked again. And even before I finished asking, the message came, the wallet is here. And after 5 minutes, I actually found my wallet. And I can tell you, I had looked for the wallet in that particular place. But then I found it. So the message was very clear. So this is, as far as I know, is channeling for me. While interpreting is different, because sometimes I receive messages, or people receive messages that don't make a lot of sense. I'm able to interpret these messages. So I can actually give meaning to these words, or to the symbols, or to the numbers. This is what I mean by interpretation, which is actually what I do for a living. So people speak, and I am not just like a parrot repeating. I'm actually transmuting what they say in one language into another language with a meaning. So sometimes people say things that we do not understand, either because they don't want to be understood, such as politicians sometimes, they just, talk, but they don't want to say anything. So people don't get the real message. And I am able actually to create the message for them. This is my work. So this is why I am an angel interpreter. But actually, this name was actually channeled to me, because one day I said, who am I? I mean, what am I supposed to do? And even before I finished asking, the message came, angel interpreter. And so this is the meaning I gave to my work as an interpreter also, but especially my work with angels.
I think that's beautiful, Syl Ver. So you speak Italian?
Yes, I do. I'm bilingual.
Right. So when you hear from the angels, is it Italian? Is it English? Do you hear words? Do you sense it? Do you know it? Do you see it? How do you get that information?
Well, that's very funny, because, language barriers do not exist in the angelic realm. And in fact, many times angels speak through symbols or through objects. For example, feathers. I am, I'm very passionate about nature. I love gardening. I actually have a master's degree in garden design. because I love plants, I love flowers. I think I belong to the world of elementals, probably on a soul level. So I really love being in nature. So I get a lot of messages from nature. Sometimes numbers, and but sometimes words, very clear words, such as the wallet. The words were in Italian. The wallet is here, portafoglio è qui. Sometimes they give me messages in English, sometimes in Italian, sometimes in French, which is strange. But sometimes language is not an issue at all. It may be music, it may be symbols, it may be, I don't know, whatever, or intuition. So it's very broad.
Right. No, I understand that. Right. Because I get information in all different ways as well. And it's
Yeah.
hard to ferret out. Did I see that? Did I hear that? Did I sense it? Did I know it? It just is sort of all combined.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes they come in different forms, but I know when it's a message from them, because it's generally very clear, and especially very swift, but very quick. So I know that if I don't finish thinking and something is coming, it's from them. And
Right.
generally, messages generally bring peace and happiness and harmony. They're never harsh. They're never, they're never disquieting. Nothing of this sort.
Right. I agree with you on that. I've experienced that same thing myself. So tell us about your work on Angel Heart Radio. How long have you been with Angel Heart Radio, and when are your shows on there?
Okay, so I started with Angel Heart Radio as a listener, as a client. I loved different programs. I loved the Archangel series, and I loved what Anaya was actually sharing with other people. So one day I actually wrote to her on Messenger, and I said, I'm a fan of Angel Heart Radio. I love this radio so much. It gives me so much information, so much support. And she actually replied. I didn't think she would reply, but she did. And so we started a conversation, and this went on for a couple of months. And then I really don't know how, but I think angels were already working behind the scenes. And the idea came to have a program in Italian. And then Anaya said to me that many years before, she received a message that she would be having people on Angel Heart Radio sharing, their work in other languages. And so she said, this is coming. Even I thought that this would never come, because this happened many, many years ago. Time is generally something that we don't figure out very well as humans, because in the angelic realm, there is no time.
Right.
And so I started my program, and I have a program every other Thursday. One Thursday, I have a program in Italian for an Italian audience, and the other Thursday, I have a program in English. And I can do both, fortunately. And I could actually do it in French. If they asked me, I could do it. And my program is at 3:30 Brisbane time. I'm very bad with, time zones. So I don't know what kind of timing is in the United States. I know it's pretty early in Europe, because it's 7:30 in the morning, but I'm an early bird. For me, it's wonderful, because I'm very fresh and very happy early in the morning. So this is what I do.
Sure, but folks could always go on to Angel Heart Radio as
Yes.
the website, or I'm blocking on
777 Angel Light 777.
There we go.
Yes.
There we
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Thank you. They can always go on there and listen to the archive shows.
Oh, absolutely. But they also can go on my Facebook page, Syl Ver, and because I share all the programs I do. I also add my own programs that I do either alone or with another angel intuitive, Camilla Palottino. She's a healer, a psychotherapist, a constellation expert, and also an angelic intuitive. And we started a program in Italian on archangels. And we gave a program on Archangel Michael, because both of us are very close to Archangel Michael. My son is called Michelangelo. So we are both very close. And then we did a program on Archangel Gabriel. then another one, Archangel Raphael, and an Archangel Metatron. And then we, after the summer break, we are going to resume our sessions on angel experience. And we wanted to create this program in Italian also, because in Italy, we don't have so much material as you do in the Anglo-Saxon world. We have very little. And so people who don't know English don't know where to turn to in order to have more information. So this is the reason why I started this program in Italian, and also with Camilla, to share as much knowledge as possible, as far as we know.
Beautiful. I cannot wait to hear more about that show. So you and I will
Yes.
be talking after this, because I do want to learn more about that. For folks to find you on Facebook, it's
Yes.
SYL, new word, VER.
Yes.
So that's how they find you.
Yes.
Beautiful. So which angel did you meet first?
Okay, so that is a very difficult question to answer, because when I was a child, I used to sense these beings. I didn't know who they were, but I was always at peace with them. I'm not clairvoyant. Only once I actually saw a light being, a light creature behind a person, but it was not during a meditation. It was something that happened just by chance. This is the only time, so I'm not clairvoyant. So I didn't see them, but I was always at peace, feeling surrounded by these creatures, and especially in nature. So now I know that these creatures were elementals, mm-hmm. and you can call them fairies. I call them nature spirits. And I was always happy and very, very relaxed with them. Even if I was alone in the woods, I mean, it was not an issue for me. So I was very much aware of that. Then during adolescence, I felt that I didn't want to have anything to do with this world. I started being afraid, because I thought that other people may sense that I was different. So I was a little bit panicking, saying maybe I'm not normal. I do not hear voices, so I'm sure I was not, I don't know, schizophrenic or whatever. There was no mental illness behind, but I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be like all the other girls, very girly, and then going to parties and everything. I didn't want to have anything to do with that. And so for a long, long time, I actually was very, very far away from this world, until my late 30s, after I had my children. I started feeling very uneasy, as if something was really missing from my life. And one thing that really happened to me is that I heard these incredible whistles in my ears. I thought I had tinnitus. I went to the doctor, to different doctors, and they say, you have nothing. There is no tinnitus here. But I could actually hear these incredible whistling sounds that were very disquieting. And one day I said, maybe there is something I have to change. Maybe some messages are coming. I don't know. I was very sad during that period. And so I started meditating again, and everything came back so quickly. And at that point, I realized that I had a very deep connection with Archangel Michael. I had denied that, because every time I went into a church, every time I went into a place, Rome is full of churches. Rome is is the cradle of Christianity. So wherever you go, you have churches and everything. So Archangel Michael was actually everywhere for me. Every time I went into a place, there was the image of Archangel Michael, or there was a name. I actually called my son Michelangelo, even before I knew I had this great relationship with him. And then I realized all the dots started, connecting. And so I realized, because I felt this incredible energy of protection. And then at that point, I started studying, because I said, I want to know more. So I studied the Kabbalah. I, read a lot of books. I attended courses, and And this is how I really got into this. And so I started then sharing my knowledge, and especially I wanted people to be able to speak to somebody about their experiences, because there are so many people who have such interesting stories to share, but they never share them because they're afraid. They're afraid that when they tell these stories, people believe they're crazy.
Right. Right. And so much of Enlightened World Network gives people those opportunities to
This is so important.
right, to connect with other people that see and sense the spiritual divinity
Yeah.
in that way. So I love that our work is dovetailing here.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's very important that there are so many people who come to me now and say, you don't know how happy I am that I can actually share this experience. And these experiences are so beautiful, with incredible messages of peace, of, enlightenment, of hope, of, comfort. And why not sharing them? I mean, we are bombarded by bad news and, all the horrible things that happen in the world, because this is actually what the media do. But there is so much good, so much comfort, so much help and support. We just have to ask. And this is something I learned. I didn't know that I had to ask. I thought that, they should help me even if I don't ask. No, that does not happen. You just have to ask. And I think asking, and also asking repeatedly, and it's not a problem. Asking is not a problem.
So do you meditate?
I do. I also teach meditation. I started meditation even before I actually resumed my experience with angels. But I started with the transcendental meditation, which was not working for me. And I'm a very visual person. So I have a photographic memory and I'm very good at visualizing. So only when I started a course that had, it taught meditation based on visualization so that I could actually meditate. This is what I do. I actually meditate with different visualizations, and this is what I teach. And I see that I think it's easier for some people to meditate in that way rather than trying to completely be in the void. Some people cannot do that. I was not able to do that, for example.
Right.
I became restless. Instead, with visualization, it's like, going on to the movies.
Mm-hmm. Right. Or watching a TV show. It sort of feels
Absolutely. I can create whatever I want.
Right. So, Syl Ver, you work with clients.
Yes, I do.
What is that experience like? What all do you offer for clients?
Well, actually, what I do, there are clients who come to me to learn meditation. There are clients, I'm not a healer. That's something that I want to say. I do not, I cannot, I have to say, healing is not my thing. I can actually share my knowledge. I can provide advice, suggestions, but also interpretation of different messages. And people come to me with something that happened in their lives, that they had a dream or they had a message or they found something, and I can interpret that for them. And I can actually teach them to connect with angels, because, and then to have a personal experience with angels, because actually the experience with angels is just personal. So everybody has to develop his or her own experience, and on the basis of practical experience, because otherwise it's not real.
Right. So, Syl Ver, if somebody wants to sign up for a time with you, obviously you do distance work.
Yes. Not initially, not in my town, because I actually have face-to-face meetings, and also I teach lessons in a class. But of course, for international clients, yes, I do. I do online meetings with clients. Yes, I can arrange that with no problem.
And how do they contact you to set that up?
Well, I have a Facebook page with my email address. They can actually write to me, and I will respond, and I will set up the time for a meeting.
Okay. Or
yes, with a recording of their conversation with me. And but I also teach online classes, meditation online classes, and I will now very soon will launch my YouTube video programs, so people can subscribe. This is something that I want to do in the second part of August, because August is the period of vacation initially. Everybody is on holiday here, especially now after the end of the lockdown, because Italy was completely shut off for 4 months.
Right.
We couldn't actually, go anywhere. It was really tough. So now that people can move freely, they've all gone away. So I want to devote the second part of August to develop my video programs. And so I will have free videos for everybody. And then I will also have kind of studio that I want to set up for people who want to subscribe. And then I will have online courses and short courses, long courses, whatever. But I am not a healer. Even though I have I'm a Reiki master, but I do not do it. It's not my thing. It was very useful to learn about energies, to learn about how energy can actually channel through people. But I do not do this kind of work.
Sure. We all specialize in our own area, in our own field.
Yes, absolutely.
That makes perfect sense. Syl Ver, is there anything else that you want our viewers to know about you?
Yes. I'm also an expert in orbs. I actually have, orbs are those lights that are generally seen in nature, or you can actually see them in the photographs, especially digital photographs. Some of them are artifacts, I have to say, but some of them are not. So, and I always, I have a collection of orb pictures, and I always ask my clients and other people to share their pictures with me, because then I can interpret the orbs as well, according to the colors they have, according to the occasion in which this orb was actually found or seen. And that this is actually a very physical experience of light, of how light is permeating our world. Because we believe that, angels or elementals or, other celestial beings are so far away, they live in other, but actually they live with us in another dimension. But since we are multidimensional beings, we can actually contact them. So another thing that I do a lot is working in the quantum field. I have worked for a long time with many leading scientists in the field of neuroscience. So I know very well what our brain does during meditation. So I have a very strong scientific background in meditation work, and but also in the quantum field, how to create through the quantum field, because there is now scientific evidence about it, and it's so interesting. So I teach this a lot because this is something I have done for a long time now, and it's amazing what you can do through the quantum field, because the quantum field is the field of infinite possibilities. When we connect to the quantum field, we can actually create whatever we want.
You are such a gold mine.
Thank you.
Wait to have further conversation with you.
Thank you.
Fabulous. So to our viewers, thank you so much for joining us. And I hope that you will reach out to Syl Ver. Check her out on Angel Heart Radio. Check out her Facebook. I'm hungry to hear about your work with the orbs, and there's folks I want to connect you with for the quantum.
Thank you.
So this is so exciting to me. Syl Ver, thank you for your time with us today.
And thank you so much, Ruth, for inviting me. It was really an honor to talk to you and to your audience. Thank
Stay
you.
on with me here, Syl Ver. And to our friends, we're going to let you go, but thank you so much love to each and every one of you. Keep watching Enlightened World Network. There's so much interesting shows, so many shows that are coming up. So just stay with us. Thanks all.
Ciao. Ciao a
God bless.
tutti.